Care workers and senior care workers who are already in the system will remain with their dependents. They'll be able to change employer just as usual, extend their visa, and it will lead to settlements. Guys, this further explanation that we'll be looking at in today's video was brought out by the UK government on the 21st of December. I am making this video on the 23rd night, okay? So you see it on the 24th morning, okay? So that's just a few days ago, right? So if you're a carer, you're a senior carer, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, guys, watch this video till the end. Let's look at all this explanation and know your way forward, okay? Now, from the first point I just read, for those that have the shortage occupation code of 6145 and 6146, that is the care workers and the senior care workers that are already in the UK. Okay, so let me give you an example. Say Maria came to the UK 3 months ago or 4 months ago or maybe 2 years ago. You came with your dependents. You've been working in the UK as a carer or as a senior carer before all these immigration changes that they published on the 4th came up. All right. Now, you will not be affected because I've got people that were asking me, nurseNG, does it mean I'll have to send back my family back to Nigeria or maybe to Ghana? No. Your family, from what the UK government is saying, remains in the UK as usual, and it will lead to settlement. It will lead to them getting their indefinite leave to remain. If in the future, before you get your indefinite leave to remain, you decide to change employer, you can still change it and your dependents will not be affected. You can extend your visa as usual without any form of changes, as long as you met the other criteria. Do you understand? So that is what this point 1 is talking about. Okay. Second point talks about carers and senior carers that are already in the UK but they have not brought in dependents. Will they still be able to bring in their dependents? According to the explanation that they gave, okay, the answer is yes. If you are a care assistant to a senior carer and you are already in the UK but you've never brought in your dependent is still in Nigeria or Ghana or India, you can still apply to bring them in. As long as you met other criteria regarding bringing your dependents in, you will be successful. Okay, so don't panic. All right, now on my TikTok page, someone asked me, should I just relax? So does it mean I should just relax since they said I can still bring in my family? Should I just leave them back and there's no rush? Guys, you see, when it comes to relocating overseas, whether it's UK or other country, for me, I believe acting now. Do you understand? If you have the finances, you have the other requirements, like your accommodation is ready, you have the money, just take the decision and bring them over, because these rules, they keep changing. Do you understand? If you are in the UK and you've not brought in your family, let me know what you think in the comment section. Did I give a wrong advice? Or even if you have, did I give a wrong advice? Because that is me. But remember, I am nurseNG and it's completely my opinion. At the end of the day, you make your decision, right? And before we continue, let me take a few seconds of your time to welcome you to this channel. Now, if you're seeing me for the first time, I am nurseNG, okay? I'm a registered nurse from Nigeria, currently working and living in the UK. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to watch my video, alright? And if you haven't subscribed, guys, please hit the subscribe button, okay? Because I always share information on how to relocate and settle overseas, and I also talk about my life here as an immigrant nurse. Guys, if you like such content, do well to subscribe, okay? Let's look at the third point. So they said individuals, this is the one that is causing confusion on my TikTok page. They said individuals who are in the UK or any other route, including where that route permits dependents, who switch into care visa as a care worker or senior care worker after these dates, will not be able to stay or bring over dependents. But it's a bit harsh, so some people are confused with it. Let me explain further, okay? So let's start from the genesis. On the 4th of December, they announced that they plan to cut down net migration. And one of the places they were looking at is to stop the abuse of care worker visa. And the way they are looking at it is to stop carers and senior carers from bringing in dependents. Because they look at the dependents that have came into the UK, all right? They said 120,000 dependents came in with 100,000 carers that their visa were approved, right? Now, out of these 120,000 dependents, only 25% were seen to be working. So, which means 75% of other dependents were just draining the public service, the NHS, the houses. They were not contributing. And remember, UK, their target is to attract the best of the best. They don't want mediocres. They want the those that have global talents. Do you understand? So they now looked at and said, how do we cut down these dependents that keep coming to the UK and all they do is take and take and take? They pull the NHS, they pull the accommodation, they pull the society. They are not contributing nothing to the economy. And the plan is from next year, okay, they should stop dependence of carers and senior carers from coming into the UK. All right. So this paragraph 3 is saying, let's assume you're on a different visa, okay? Maybe before now you're on global talent visa, okay? And maybe next year when this law has been implemented, you decide to switch to care visa. For some reasons, you decide to switch to care visa. My dear, you will no longer be allowed to stay with your dependent or to bring in your dependents. Do you understand? So if you're a student, as an example, you finish, you switch to care visa, you will no longer be allowed to stay with your dependents or bring in your dependent. It's a bit harsh, right? Unison said this their law is inhuman. You know, Unison is one of the largest union we have in the UK, all right? So I was reading their report as regard to this law the UK government wants to take on carers and senior carers, and they call it inhuman. According to them, they want to separate families. Like, how would you have been in the UK with your family, or even if you're not in the UK, you're getting a job to come and better the lives of your family, and you cannot bring them in? It's a bit harsh, okay, for me. I'm just assuming if my kids is in Nigeria now and I got a job as a carer. And there are a lot of people saying that this law will affect people coming into the country, like some carers who decide not to come in, which will at the long run affect NHS and care sectors, because they will end up not getting the enough staff that is needed to come and do this job. Like, I want you to come in, I want you to come in, I want you guys come in, but leave your family behind. Come and do the job. I want you to come and do the job. Yeah, come on, the NHS need you, the care sector need you. Come in, just come with your talents, but don't come in with your family. I don't know. Guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you think this is fair? Honestly, I just hope that they will revisit this again, just like they revisited the family visa thing, okay? Because the family visa now, instead of them starting at 38,700, they've dropped down the fee, okay? So I just hope that they revisit this, because for me, I don't know. I don't know, but for now, that is what it is, okay? That is what it is. Except if you're coming in with different other routes, you should be all right. So if you're switching visa, for those that their dependent is affected, for now is the carers, the senior carers, and students. Because students from January, they will not be allowed as well to bring in their dependents. You know, those that are coming to do masters, apart except those that are coming to do maybe research program. You know, it choke. I don't know. You guys, let's discuss this in the comment section. Anyway, the next thing they throw, okay, so the fourth point for carers is for those that are allowed to recruit. Those people should be providing services that is coordinated by the CQC or supervised by CQC. Okay, so from next day, it will no longer be anybody just bringing carers. Those that will be qualified to bring in the services they are providing should or must be supervised by the CQC. And if they have those that have already brought in those carers or senior carers, and the services are not supervised by the CQC, it's fine. They can continue to renew the visa of those they've already brought in, but they will not be allowed to bring in more new people. I believe this is to cut down the abuse. Some of the changes are good, but the one that is not really good with me is the dependent part. Honestly, it choke. The dependent part. I don't know. Anyways, when it comes to salary increase, there is no salary increase to carers or senior carers, right? Their salary remains the same because there's salary increase, because there's salary threshold increase as well. But it does not affect the carers, it does not affect the senior carers, and their reason is to still enable the NHS and care sector to be able to bring in the carers or the healthcare workers that they need. But you don't want them to come with family. Seriously? Hey, God. Well, shey they say every country have their own law. If it suits you, you come in. If it doesn't suit you, you stay back. But it's harsh. I just hope they revisit this law by next year. Do you understand? Because this thing will tear families apart. So, like you leave your wife behind. Let's say you're newly married. You abandon him or her in Nigeria and come to the UK. Anyway, carers and senior carers, they will still not be paying the IHS. They will still be exempted from it, which is normal. Like every other law is okay. There was no major changes apart from the dependent aspects. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. So for now, this is the major 4 clarification that they brought in. I believe you must have seen the 5-point agenda, right? So if you haven't, I'll leave the link in the description box so that you can go, read more about it. And regarding all these ones I just said in the video, I'll also leave the link in the comment section. Okay?